This video is all about hip mobility, and I just want to note before we begin that some of the exercises are also to target the shoulders because, interestingly enough, our shoulder is directly connected to the opposite hip, so we really need to work both of them. For this video, you will need a yoga block and then a ball. You can use a tennis ball, or I'm using a pinky ball, yoga balls. You get to decide what you want to use. And then you'll also need a yoga ball, like a big one, or a chair. You don't have to have a ball. So let's get started. First things first, grab your ball, set it down on the floor, and we're gonna roll our piriformis, which is in the groove, the side of your bum. And as you roll, you're gonna note any hard knots or places that are really tense. And then lower yourself onto the ball a little and see if you can let the tissues just relax around the ball. And then keep rolling just slowly. It doesn't have to be fast. Finding another knot. Releasing that muscle to allow the ball to get deeper into the tissue. And just roll in that crevice. We'll just do 10 more seconds. But if you want more time, feel free to pause the video and keep rolling for up to 5 minutes. Now, switch sides. Same thing. Placing the ball in that crevice of your side glute and hip. And just roll gently. When you find a target spot, let it release. Try to relax into it. And keep breathing. This exercise should not be painful. There might be some mild discomfort, but if it's super painful for you, find a softer ball and work your way up to the harder materials. 10 more seconds here. And stop. Now, lying down on the floor, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Raise your left leg up into the air in 90-degree position. And then keeping your knee directly over your hip, I want you to turn your foot outward as far as you can, keeping that knee directly over your hip. And there may be some pinching. Go as deep as you can, stand, and then turn the other way so that your foot comes inward. But again, your knee stays directly over your hip. So you're just kind of turning your thigh bone back and forth. And if you're feeling pinching in your hips, generally, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but generally it's because there's some tightness. Roll it back inward. And then one more time, each direction, outward. And inward. Place that leg down on the floor and lift your right leg. So same thing, knee directly on top of the hip. Rotate that foot outward. And then inward. And just notice there's any tension. If you feel like screaming at me. And then rotate inward again. One more time on this leg. Go outward. And then inward. And then release. And then with your left arm, reach it up towards the sky and really kind of reach it away from yourself and turn your palm so that it could slap you right in the face if you were to drop your elbow or bend your elbow. And then thumb goes down to the floor. So allow your thumb to touch the floor here. And I want you to, as you reach away from your body, do like a snow angel. But you're going to keep your thumb down on the floor and not let your ribs lift up. So go as far as you can, keeping that thumb down on the floor, up and down. Just get a little stretch in your shoulder, in your armpit. And if you need more room, feel free to move. Rotate down, and one more time. Reach away from you. Thumb on the floor, and then back down. And then switch sides, which you do not have to actually move. I just have to for the camera angle. So reach your right arm up towards the sky, thumb facing outward. Allow it to slowly move towards the floor. And then reach your arm up and back down. And I don't know what your favorite fruit is or your favorite food, but pretend it's across the room and you're trying to reach it without moving the rest of your body as you do this. Rotate down. If you want slightly more stretch, you can turn your head at the opposite direction. So look your face over your left shoulder as you do it. Last time, go back down. And then release. And come up to sitting and grab your yoga block. So in this move, we're going to load and exercise the hip flexors. So with this, keep your pelvis nice and neutral. Don't allow yourself to rock back. If you need to, you can place your hands behind you. Place the yoga block in your right groin area, right where your thighs and hips meet. And then lift your knee up towards your face and squeeze as hard as you can. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Don't rock the pelvis back. Keep it neutral. Squeeze, squeeze. You can curse me later. And then release. And switch sides. We're going to do 3 times on each side. So go ahead. Yoga block on the left side and squeeze that knee. Pretend that your life depends on holding this block in between your thigh and stomach, and you're really squeezing from your hip flexors. And go ahead, release, and switch sides. So get it deep in there. If this is too easy for you, you can put a stuffed animal or even a pencil and pretend to squeeze the pencil in that hip flexor, and you're going to squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Keep squeezing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And then your other leg. So go ahead, lift and squeeze for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. One more time on each side. If you're yelling at me, wait till level 3. So go ahead. This gets easier over time after you build strength. So don't worry, you'll get there. Go ahead, squeeze the right leg. Pull that knee up towards your face as hard as you can for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And then other side. So again, don't let yourself rock back. Stay up. You can use your hands and go ahead, squeeze it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that. Whew, burns. And then come to your hands and knees for some hip lifts. So on your hands and knees, find where your hands are directly under your shoulders, your knees are directly under your hips. And then as you exhale, think of that lower abdominal zipping up, and you're going to lift your right leg up into a 90-degree position behind you. Don't allow your back to collapse. So stay lifted in your back. Your back will stay like a table, and then back down. We're gonna do 10 of these. When you get to the top, squeeze your glute just a little bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, keep your back stable. 8, 9, and 10. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Switch sides. So when you do this, don't allow your body to shift to the side. Try to keep straight, even spine stays nice and straight. Exhale, lift the left leg up into that 90-degree position for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't let yourself shift. 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Keep your ribs lifted. Don't let yourself collapse. 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. If you need to, get up, stretch out your hips a little bit, and then grab your yoga ball. Or if you don't have a yoga ball, you can use a chair, just something stable. We're gonna stretch our lats. So coming to your hands and knees again with the ball on your right arm, your forearm with your thumb facing up. Go ahead and press gently into the ball and move forward and then backward. And really, when you move backward, think of your chest moving gently down to the floor. You're not just collapsing, but think of it moving down towards the floor. Feel the release in your back and shoulders. And then move forward. And backward. And forward. And backward again. Don't let your chest just fall to the floor. Good. And switch sides. And if you're doing this on a couch, you're obviously not rocking back and forth, but just roll back into it so you get that stretch in your back and shoulders. So on this side, again, thumb up, move your body towards it, and then away from it. As you gently press into the object to create that resistance and that stretch. Move forward and backward. And forward. The harder you push in, the more stretch you'll get. So last time, really feel the stretch here. Press into the object and then release and come to standing for some hip hinge with a drop. So coming to a wide-legged stance, hinge at your hips. Your back does not arch and round like we've done in the past. And if you can't reach the floor quite yet, you can put a stool or a chair there. It's okay to not go all the way down. Placing your hands down on the floor or a chair. Allow the left hip to drop down. Right knee can bend a little bit to allow the right hip to go up towards the sky. Feel the stretch in your inner thigh. And then switch sides. So right hip drops down, left hip goes up. And then again to the right, feeling the stretch in your thighs and into your hip. And then switch. Coming back to center. Press strongly through your legs to come back up to stand. Preparing for high lunge. So rotate to the left. Right leg is back behind you. Left leg is in front of you, and find where your right knee is directly over your your left knee is directly over your left ankle. Tuck your pelvis just slightly so you have a neutral pelvis, and press strongly through both legs here. Keep breathing. And then release and switch sides. So this time your right leg is out in front of you. Left leg is back behind you, and your back leg can be bent depending on how tight your hip flexors are to get that neutral pelvis. So hold here, press strongly through both legs. Feel the stretch in that left hip flexor, front of your thigh. Breathe into your rib cage. And then go ahead, release, and come down to the floor for some clams. So with the clams, first let's start on our left side and not allowing ourselves to just fall to the floor. Pick up your torso and have your hips stacked directly on top of each other and your feet lined up at the back of your mat. And then lift your right knee up, but your feet stay on top of each other. 1, 2. When you do this, don't allow yourself to rock back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If it helps, pretend somebody's pushing on your legs. 10. And switch sides. So lying on your right side now. Again, not allowing yourself to be lazy and falling to the floor. Stay lifted. This helps build the core even more. And then lift your left knee for 1, 2. Go to your full range. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last one, 10. Last move before we do some visualization. Go ahead, lie down on your back. And with this move, I want you to think about your legs having no feeling. They're paralyzed, but they also weigh as much as an elephant. And with this, go ahead and let your knees drop to the right side, but don't allow your back to arch up. So keeping that pelvis tucked and keeping your spine neutral, don't allow your knees to drop all the way to the floor. And then exhale, think of your hip bones coming together and your super, super heavy elephant legs, lift them up using only your hips. So if you couldn't move your legs, how would you get them back up? And then do the same the other direction. So allow your left hip to come off the floor, knees drop to the right. They're super, super heavy. If you need to, have your dog or child sit on the end of your legs. And then lift from that left hip, lift your legs back to center. This is a ton of core work and also hip work when done correctly. Again, go to the left side. Don't let your back arch and round. Don't let your knees fall to the floor. And then from your right hip, bring your knees back to center. And then switch sides. So knees go to the right. They're not just falling or not just windshield wipering. And then lift from your left hip. Last one. Knees go to the left and pull it back up with your right hip. And now let your knees fall to the right with control. And from your left hip, bring them back center. And now, get nice and comfortable on the floor, or you can choose to sit, or however is comfortable for you. And I want you to think about one thing that you would like to improve on in your writing. So often we think of all of the things that we need to improve on. But I just want you to go through that list and think of one thing, just one. What needs to change? And how does it need to change? What can you do to change it? And for the next few days, when you go out and practice, I want you to think of just that one thing. Really focus on changing just one. Right now, I want you to visualize what it feels like when that deficiency is changed. What does it feel like to achieve that goal of changing? What do your runs look like and feel like? How does your mindset change or shift? Now I invite you to stay on the floor. Just take a few minutes to relax. But this video will now end. See you in the next one.